What condition can you think of right now, emotional, mental condition, negatively affects 40 million Americans a year? Do you know what that might be? Hey, David Essel here, David Essel's Daily Video Boost. If you don't get these inspirational videos on a daily basis, stop right now. You can come back, put this on hold, go to talkdavid.com, talkdavid.com, and sign up for David Essel's Daily Video Boost. It's absolutely free. Every Monday through Friday, you'll receive a 3 to 5 minute inspirational video, just like this one right here, okay? And take notes, don't trust that brain. Let's rock and roll together. So what condition negatively affects 40 million Americans every day? It's a combination of depression and anxiety. And what creates depression? We're going to be spending a little bit of time on depression here. It is so massive in our society. The number one thing that creates depression is what we've talked about so many times in the past, emotions that we haven't learned how to deal with. It might be resentments against a former lover, a family member, a boss, a coworker that we haven't dealt with. And the longer we allow that resentment to build within the body, the greater it starts to affect the mindset of dopamine, serotonin, GABA, and more, which are the neurotransmitters that help us feel better in life. 40 million people are negatively affected. And what about you? You know, if you feel yourself going into that, wanting to isolate, wanting to overeat, wanting to drink more, smoke more, do more drugs, whatever it might be, that's what we call self-medicating depression. And it's the worst thing in the world, as you can well imagine. And 40 million people suffering on a daily basis. And if you know someone, or maybe you're in that situation right now, you know that you start to pull back from your good self-care habits and you start to supplement those good self-care habits with some of the things I mentioned earlier. Overeating, overdrinking, isolation. Some people get extremely irritable. Other people start sleeping more. If you notice any of these traits whatsoever, the greatest news I can give you is that depression, on average, 90% of it has nothing to do with genetics. It has to do with our inability to deal with emotions and situations in life. I myself battled with depression for years and years and years, and I self-medicated, which I'll talk about in another video, trying to keep the depression at bay. And my choice was alcohol and cocaine. And it did work. Extremely short term, but the depression kept getting deeper and deeper until it turned into suicidal thoughts. I'm going to recommend right now that you check with your own physician. I don't believe that everyone has to be put on antidepressant medications because I don't believe antidepressant medications work very well at all. However, they are crucial for one group, and that's the group that is speaking, thinking, talking, acting towards suicidal tendencies. Yes, we may have to go on to medication short term for that, but we can pick ourselves up once you work with a counselor or a life coach who helps you learn how to deal with those submerged emotions. Shame, guilt, anger, resentment, insecurity, low self-confidence, and more. If you need help, do not hesitate to reach out to myself personally at talkdavid.com or a healthcare professional. Do not allow it to turn into a deep clinical depression, because once it does, it's a little bit harder to turn around, but we can still do it. Share these videos. They're free. Let people know there's hope. I myself overcame the deepest clinical depression I could ever have imagined in 1990, and I'd love to help you do the same. Email me directly at talkdavid.com.